Hello and welcome to the Ansand video channel on how you can improve customer acquisition using SEO. In today's video, we're going to talk about UX and how UX can impact your search results ranking. UX. Now, in a search engine, UX stands for user experience. How do people feel when they come onto your website? But how does a search engine from a high level observe whether your website has got a great user experience or not? And there are generally two to three factors that any search engine can almost monitor how a user is behaving on your website based on the search results that they're looking for. So the first thing that Google monitors is something called click-through rate. Click-through rate. Now, a click-through rate is basically saying that if a person came onto your website and they clicked on it, what are the if a person was searching for a particular keyword, what are the chances they're going to click on your website? So on a search engine, you might have multiple searches for the keyword that you were searching for, and your results might have been one of those results. The click-through rate is basically what are the chances that someone is going to click your website. And you generally want people to click your website because you want to make sure that if your website is supposed to be showing for the particular keyword that users are searching for, you definitely want them to visit your website. But are they going to visit your website? So back in the day, people would, optimize their heading tags, the content on their page. I won't say even content, mostly the heading tags, the metadata, and all the other, parameters that would believe or trick a search engine to rank their website in such a way that users would want to click, such as, creating some form of clickbait on their website. Today's search engines are way more sophisticated, and honestly speaking, I've seen my results search for particular keywords where I've not even actually written those keywords on my page, but Google was able to be smart enough to know that for those keywords, it feels that this content is relevant to those keywords, even though the content does not explicitly have those keywords. It's able to understand the underlying meaning of what the keywords are, what the users are searching for, and it's able to now rank and display those search engine results based on a very complex algorithm. So in order for your website to rank onto a search engine, we want to figure out what's the click-through rate, and you really highly want people, and you definitely want people to visit your website by making sure that the information that is there on your website is relevant so that they would want to click it. The second aspect is called bounce rates. Now, what is bounce rate? Bounce rate is when people search on your website and then say this is your link on the search engine. They click on it and then they go to your web page. They don't like what they're seeing, and then they come back. Or they bounce off. So this is not a good thing, but it's got to be relative. It's got to be relative because, for example, if you're going to a banking website, you might just be there for a few minutes in order to do the transaction and get out. But if it's a blog, you might want to be there for a longer time. So a bounce rate would be different based on what the content of that web page is, and that's the reason why it's relative, because certain types of e-commerce store would have a different bounce rate compared to a blog, depending on what type of blog, or an application, or a website that just has a 1 minute video compared to a 5 minute video. So it's very relative. But the idea is that you want users to stay on your site and not just click and bounce off because they found the information irrelevant. The third thing that we call is basically called where people not only just bounce off, but they even they find your website not relevant to the search keyword that they were looking for, and then they go to a next page. Some people call this pogo sticking. And what this really means is that if you have a web page, if you go to the search engine, and then your results are displayed on the search engine, they click on the search, they go to a web page, they don't like the content, and then they come back and then they click on something else because they found that this information was not relevant. You don't want this to happen on your website, because that's giving a strong signal to Google saying that this information for this particular keyword, users are not finding the information on this website relevant. And as a result, they're going to drop your ranks and eventually may not even display for those particular keywords. So, and this is what a search engine can do from an outside perspective, measuring how users are behaving on your website just based on these parameters. Are people staying on your website and they're able to click on your link? And once they're able to click on your link, are they just looking at your website and bouncing off very quickly? Or are they getting the job done and then bouncing off? And the third thing is that they found your search, they went onto your website, they didn't find the information relevant, and then they're looking for other search results. And the reason why it's called user experience is because of the experience the users would have when they click on the website. And this is how Google has got has a parameter of analyzing how users are navigating to your website and what is the experience they feel. So in a short run, you really want to have content that is relevant to the keyword in order to minimize bounce rate and your pogo sticking. At the same time, you want to maximize click-through rate. And you can do that as we go further on into the course. We're going to go more into the details as to how we can improve and maximize these factors and minimize these kind of behaviors. Thank you.